Hey everyone, F2P here. In today's video, we're going to talk about all the incoming events and updates in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. From new skins to brand new turret skins, the new patch is finally here, and this time it comes with some crazy adjustments. In this video, we're going to uncover everything included in patch 2.1.66. So, let's get started.
Firstly, we have hero adjustments. The new hero Hirara is now live on the advanced server, and her voice lines and skill icons have also been updated. Now, let's start with Odette. She received one of the biggest changes in this patch. Odette is getting a really strong update here. Her ultimate has been reworked. There is no second cast anymore. Instead, she immediately leaps to the target location on the first cast, which already makes the skill feel much cleaner. But the real update is this. She can now slowly move during her ultimate, and even cast other skills while it's active. She feels completely broken now. Odette players are no longer forced to stand like a spinning statue. This is one of the best changes for her, because now she can actually reposition during fights and keep applying pressure while channeling. Even though this is labeled as an experimental nerf, it honestly feels more like a mechanic rework that could make her much more flexible in real games.
Now, moving on to revamped Ollis, Ollis got hit with a small nerf in this patch. His enhanced basic attack damage has been reduced, especially against creeps. The maximum damage based on the target's HP went from 160 plus 25 per level down to 100 plus 25 per level, and his total physical attack bonus also dropped from 85% to 75%. So overall, his farming speed and damage output have been toned down a bit. However, he did receive a small quality of life buff. The second cast window has been extended from 3 seconds to 4 seconds, making his combo feel smoother and less awkward to use. So basically, less damage, but more comfort.
Next, we have Harith, and yes, some of his previous nerfs are being reversed. His skill 1 damage is getting a big increase. The explosion damage now goes up to 470, with scaling improved from 120 to 200% magic power to 150 to 250% magic power. On top of that, his skill 2 shield scaling is also buffed to 120%. This is actually a really nice comeback buff, as Harith is getting both more damage and more survivability, exactly what he needs. So if you thought this catboy was done, nope, he's already making a comeback.
Now let's talk about Wanwan. The developers said they want to improve her laning ability, and that mostly shows in skill 1. The Swallow Dagger base damage is getting a huge increase, from 60-120 up to 120 to 220. However, the scaling is lower now, dropping from 65% to 40% of total physical attack. But for early lane pressure, this is definitely stronger. Her skill 2 does get a mana nerf though, changing from 75 to 100 to a flat 125 at all levels. So she trades stronger early damage for higher mana cost when clearing. Overall, this looks like a buff for lane dominance, and that's always dangerous when we're talking about Wanwan.
Next up is Brody, and this one is a bit of a mixed adjustment. The developers want to buff his early and late game while slightly toning down his mid game. His skill 1 base damage now scales from 200 to 500. They also removed the old effect where hitting a target increased subsequent damage and replaced it with a new effect where the damage now benefits from his passive state. So overall, the skill should feel more straightforward and easier to understand. Skill 2 also gets a mana adjustment, now costing 88 at all levels instead of scaling from 75 to 100. Finally, his ultimate is adjusted as well. The base damage is lower early, but the lost HP scaling per stack becomes stronger later, reaching up to 10%. Now, let's move into the mana patch. Starting with Mia, her skill 1 mana cost goes up from 50-75 to 60-100, while skill 2 becomes cheaper overall at a flat 90 mana. So this is more of a mana redistribution rather than a direct nerf. Next, Melissa gets a clear nerf. Her skill 2 now costs 90 mana at all levels, which is much higher than before. However, her ultimate becomes cheaper, now costing 120 mana at all levels. So overall, less poke, but slightly better teamfight access. Bruno gets some love. Skill 1 mana cost is reduced overall, now 60-85 instead of 50-100, while skill 2 becomes a flat 50 mana.
This makes his mana usage more stable and comfortable.
Next is Ixia. Her skill 2 gets cheaper, but her ultimate now costs 100 mana at all levels, making it more expensive than before. So she gets better lane control, but is punished more if she spams her ultimate carelessly. Then we have Clint, and this leans more toward a nerf. Skill 1 costs more mana in the late game, while Skill 2 becomes a flat 80 mana, cheaper early, but more expensive later. Obsidia Adjustment also gets changes. Skill 2 becomes cheaper at a flat 40 mana, but her ultimate now costs 100 mana at all levels instead of eventually becoming free. So the late-game free ultimate spam is gone.
Now let's talk about Layla. And yeah, this one hurts. Skill 1 mana cost increases significantly, and Skill 2 jumps to 70 mana at all levels. This is a noticeable nerf for her laning phase. Moskov also gets adjusted. Skill 1 now costs more mana, and Skill 2 becomes a flat 90 mana. Carrie gets nerfed as well. Skill 1 now costs 70 mana at all levels, and her ultimate jumps to 100 to 150 mana. This will hurt her especially in long fights, where she relies on constant damage output. Then we have Hanabi, and yeah, she got hit hard this patch. Skill 1 now costs 100 mana at all levels, and Skill 2 also becomes more expensive. This could make players avoid picking her. But it doesn't stop there. Claude also gets heavily nerfed. Skill 1 now costs mana instead of being free. Skill 2 costs 90 mana for the first switch, while the second switch remains free. And his ultimate now costs 100 to 140 mana instead of 0. So yes, the free energy lifestyle is officially over. Players now have to manage their mana properly. Finally, Natan also gets nerfed. His ultimate now costs 100 mana at all levels, instead of becoming free. It's a simple change, but definitely impactful, since his ultimate is a core part of his playstyle.
Now, let's move on to the battlefield adjustments. The roaming blessing system has been improved to provide more flexibility. Now, all roaming blessings can generate EXP and gold, not just from assists or passive income, but also by actively contributing in fights. This is actually a pretty solid buff.
Now, let's take a look at some surveys. First, we have Brody. The first skin features a rich villain look, glowing effects, and clean bat-like wings. The second one is a futuristic Brody, with cool colors and strong sci-fi vibes. The third is Cosmic Guardian Brody, clean, calm, but with universal level power that can melt your HP like ice. And the fourth is an elegant final boss theme, smooth and stylish with a musical aesthetic. Next, we have a survey for Fredrin. The first design has a demonic look, where every detail screams destruction. The second one feels calm, cold, and intimidating, giving off a scary aura. The third is a clean warrior prince style, strong, stylish, and solid. And the fourth is a pure divine form, bringing judgment to the battlefield with powerful holy energy.
Now we also have 3 turret surveys, all based on the aspirant theme. First turret. The first one is a white serpent-style turret with a clean design. But don't let that fool you. Its attack animation is aggressive. The serpent strikes forward like it's targeting you personally. When destroyed, it collapses and breaks apart, with dark energy flaring out. It looks amazing, but also feels like you're making a sacrifice just to take it down. And the real highlight is the kill animation. It powers up and erupts with energy like it just celebrated ending your entire existence. Second turret. The second one is a dark cube-style turret. It looks simple, but feels like it's hiding something dangerous inside. The idle animation just floats quietly, almost like it's calculating how to ruin your game. Its attack animation shows the cube opening up and firing sharp energy straight at you, clean and precise. On kill, the cube spins like it just confirmed your deletion, and when destroyed, it breaks into glitchy fragments. Not as flashy, but definitely cool. Third turret. The third one is an aspirant-style robot turret. It looks like a high-tech unit, just standing there and watching everything. Its attack animation fires sharp energy shots, very clean and accurate. It might not look flashy, but it feels like it never misses. On kill, it powers up and slams energy down like a confirmed execution. And when destroyed, it breaks into glitch-like pieces. Honestly, it looks sick, like it just logged your defeat into its system.
All right, time to move on to some other updates. Looks like we have a new event icon for Leslie Legend. This basically means the event is currently in development. We also have a new piece loading background, which suggests that the entire series will be reintroduced, so if you missed any before, this might be your chance to get them. A new splash art for the upcoming Naruto 2.0 collaboration is also here, and honestly, it feels really nostalgic. Speaking of splash art, we also got a revamped splash art, and yes, this one looks much better now. Now we have a bunch of new emotes. First, we have emotes from the Exorcist series, then emotes for the upcoming All-Star event, and finally, some additional new ones. Here's also a quick look at the drawing animation for the upcoming Insurgents event. Along with that, there will be a new notification effect as well. And to wrap things up, we have 2 new secret statues for Obsidia and Johnson. So guys, there you have it, a complete breakdown of patch 2.1.66 in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Tell me in the comments, which update are you most excited about? Is it the hero adjustments, new content, or skin optimizations? The comments section is all yours. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching.